all of our guests overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real, relevant, and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. And we are live, everyone. I'm excited to be here with you today. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show. And guess what? Today is Freestyle Friday. Super excited to have our Freestyle Friday expert.
Well, Sharon and Camille, we know we're live, and here she is coming back now, isn't she? Because this is what Freestyle Friday is all about. Kim has a message. Never know about that internet connection on live TV. Now, do we, ladies?
I know, right?
They say it's good until it's not.
Yes. I would say IT is great when it works.
Mhm.
Hey,
There she is.
okay, I'm here. And you know what? The thing is, just like with any international broadcast, right midstream, things happen. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. You could be watching one of your favorite primetime shows, and right in the middle of it, something's like, wait, what's going on? Why is the face glitched? Why is this happening? Because such as virtual streaming, that's what happens sometimes. Okay, so today is Freestyle Friday, everyone. Go ahead and grab your virtual seats. We're going to have a great show lined up for you today. Everything is about cleansing and pouring out, and how to make sure you do some internal cleansing, some external things that can help you stay clean internally, because you're going to learn how to say no to some things. You're going to learn how to do some internal self-care cleaning, and then you're also going to learn how to get some of that, I don't know if you're allowed to say cleansing, detoxing, getting rid of the extra poop is what she actually said. I'll leave it at that. And so you're going to learn about some colon cleansing as well. And any topics that you all want to discuss today on Freestyle Friday, go ahead and put them in the comment section. I see you, Vanita. I see you all, Facebook users, all of you all of our audio podcast listeners. Thank you all for tuning into today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Okay, let's get started, ladies. Camille, tell everybody who you are and a little bit about yourself, because you haven't been on in a while as one of our Freestyle Friday experts.
I know. It's been a minute. Hi, Kim. Thank you so much for having me back. It is such an honor. My name is Camille Richardson. I am the founder and CEO of IC Technologies, my people development firm. So I work with people surrounding workforce wellness, how to teaching leaders really how to help their teams manage the stress that they're going through in the workplace. And I also do some diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting. I'm a motivational speaker, an author, and guess what, y'all? I am totally blind from birth. Hi.
That's important for people to know that Camille, regardless, and right now all we're doing is kind of introducing ourselves, so you're not even going into your points or anything yet, but I want you to know that Camille is one of our vision experts, and that's intentional because she does not let blindness at all limit anything that she does at all. She's an author, she's a motivational speaker, a beautiful woman of purpose. So I'm excited that you're here today, Camille.
I'm excited to be here today, Kim.
All right, let's go to you, Sharon D. Brown. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, all right, everyone. My name is Sharon D. Brown, and I am the founder of Self Care U Academy. And this is where we use self-care for success, where I help business owners and entrepreneurs to use self-care for success.
Yes, self-care for success. And the thing that I love with Sharon D. Brown is that her approach is all inclusive. So it's not just about self-care on the exterior, but she's also talking about self-care in the interior. She's talking about financial self-care. She's talking about a whole wraparound approach, like a one-stop shop when it comes to caring for your overall self. So I'm excited about you being here today, Sharon D. Brown. All right, let's go and carry up the rear end with Dr. Jody Bear. Tell us who you are.
I've always wanted to be a cleanup hitter. I like that. I like that. I like that. Well, that's a perfect place because I'm Dr. Jody Bear, known as America's top foundational health coach. In my 43 years of doing this work in all 6 pillars of health, be it spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, social, and financial, I've been honored to help 30,000 clients lose over 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat. And in the COVID era, there are 3,000 of my clients that have restarted, reclaimed, and just rejuvenated their health. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, Kim knows this for a fact. The next pounds lost, the next health reclaimed can be yours. Thank you.
Wow. And you personally lost, how much weight did you lose?
Oh, none. Not me. Not me. I've always been like this. That's it. Oh, it is okay. It's okay because I
didn't know that.
Yeah. So how much do you think? Now, right now, I said, well, it could be maybe 6 or 7, but I've never had that issue, Kim. So oftentimes during my early practice, they say, so what do you know about this? I said, because I know how to clean from the inside out. That's how I do. That's why we detoxify. That's why my clients have less than 5% of my clients have ever had a recidivism where they've gained it back. So foundationally, it helps. But what you're thinking about, Kim, in our book, A Healthopedia, yes, that is responsible. The 5 pictures that are in there. Which one is the now famous Ivan Jacobs, your son?
Let me put him up. Every time you say his name, I'm going to put him up. He's one of the contributing authors. My son, student at UNC Charlotte, and he's a contributing author in this new book, Healthopedia, that just came out. 420 something pages, 429 pages.
79. Yeah.
479 pages. And my son is one of the contributing authors. All right, go ahead.
But where we talk about it in our book, Best of Tarian, how can you be your best? How can you be your best? And in that portion, those 5 people that were not well and they had toxic fat and then they got well and no toxic fat. That's how I like to say that. You're not fat, you have fat. And in those consortium of those 5 people, it's 1,100 pounds of toxic fat lost.
Well, you're leading, I know one thing that I do know that because I've known you for a while here is that you had that inspiration to get this particular book off the ground from a note that you had from many, many years ago, and you found the note. Now you have this like encyclopedia type of version of Healthopedia. So tell us about that, because I want to put the book up for a second. What inspired this?
Thanks a lot. I'll just say 1 minute, but it was a 1984 mission. And what happened is that my son, now we all are 3 plus you have a lot of children between us. And I saw, this is when, don't ever go ahead and look. My quote in the book is, miracles happen every day, beckon them in. And I beckoned this miracle in. I beckoned Hulda Clark in 1984 when I needed an answer to my son's, quote, ADHD. I was a young health coach. I knew better. And I went on a mission in 1984 to find her. I found her through a Phil Donahue show. She was in Alpharetta. I was living in Atlanta. No internet, no cell phone, no nothing. I knocked on doors. Maybe wouldn't do that right now today, but I found her. She took my son in, changed his life forever. And then I asked her to mentor me. And in that process of mentoring, because she said, I'm retired. I'm turning 70. Well, I'm turning 70 in 4 months. Guess what? That was the same kind of mission, because I looked at her and said, after she changed my young 4-year-old's life, and I said, what if I'm the person to take this mission forward? What if you're the person to take Camille and Sharon's and Kim's and my vision and it's your vision double, Camille, vision to a mission to fruition. And in 2021, Obviously, she took me on. In 2021, when I was looking for the same protocols, you know how you keep things?
Yes.
Well, I kept this note card that I wrote in 1984, which said, I will pen the Eastern medical version of the PDR. In 2021, I found that gold card. There she is, Hulda Clark. She took me, and every time I see her picture, I got quadruple goosebumps because this is what Hulda Clark's vision is. Now we have renowned experts. This is the book. It has now come vision to fruition. And we're not stopping here. We're having symposiums. Our first one is in February because it's going on. And the people in this book, see, I'm now the Hulda Clark for Ivan Jacobs. Dr. Jim Marinakis is the Hulda Clark male for Kimberly Meredith. That's how we pass it on and pass vision to mission to fruition. Now, I wish I kept that gold card, but you never know what is going to come beckoning into your life on this Kim Jacobs show on Freestyle Friday day, whatever it is. Beckon it in and get ready. Fasten your seatbelt.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear from some of our experts here. Camille, we'll start with you, but let me do this and see in the studio audience. Sometimes I get too far ahead of myself. So Mackenzie backstage, if you would pop some of these comments up from the studio audience for a second so I can acknowledge you all. Let us know where you're visiting in from as well. And if you have any questions, let's see. Good morning, Vanita says, and happy Friday, beautiful ladies. Happy Friday to you all. All right. Happy Friday to you. Other comments coming in. Good morning, ladies. Happy Friday. Freestyle Friday experts. Glad to see you. Athena is in the house. She's our sunshine expert. So she was on last week, I think. So, okay, who else? Let's see. Lots of comments have been coming in. What we're going to do is continue to acknowledge your comments throughout today's discussion. Again, thank you all for tuning in. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back to hear from Camille Richardson. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, everyone. Let's hear from Camille Richardson, our Freestyle Friday expert.
Hey everyone, once again, like I said, I'm Camille.
And turn your phone, Camille, to your right there. Yes.
All right.
There.
Hey y'all, see, I told you I'm blind, y'all. So
we got you. Go ahead.
Thanks. So, okay, let me ask you a question. How many of y'all, you can put this in the chat or however you choose, you can just raise your hand. We will not judge you. How many of y'all are people pleasers? How many of you?
I think
everybody.
Well, I try not to be, but I automatically do it because it's my desire to please people. So,
guess what? I'm a recovering people pleaser too, Kim.
Recovering, okay.
Yes, recovering, because it's an ongoing process. When you're recovering from anything, you're still a little bit in it, but I'm getting much better. So, but people pleasers, I was that one that I always agreed to. I said yes to everything. And everybody came to me and asked me for favors and asked me to help them or asked me to mentor them or whatever it is they needed, because they knew that I was always going to say yes.
Yes.
Even if I had a full plate, even if my plate was overflowing, I would try to make time to do whatever it was that someone else asked me to do, which left me no time for me. And it was starting to get overwhelmed. I was starting to feel overcommitted. I was stretching myself super thin. And again, I know y'all are agreeing with me. People are nodding their heads, I'm sure.
Yes, we are.
Everybody's nodding their heads.
Yes.
But I'm here to tell you right now that you have permission to say no. And you can say no. It's a complete sentence. You can put a period at the end of it. You can put an exclamation mark, but don't put a comma. Because if you say no, comma, that leaves room for pause.
Okay.
Yes. And when you give yourself permission to say no, then you will instantly feel relieved. I'm telling you right now, the minute you're like, oh, I said no, and it's a whole sentence and I meant that thing, ugh, you have no idea how it's going to change your life.
That's good. It's true what you're saying. It's so true. So
Yes, I'm telling you right now because I don't like that feeling of feeling like, oh my gosh, I have stretched myself way too
right.
thin. Because then you're going to be upset. You're going to place the blame where it doesn't belong because it goes squarely on your shoulders. You're agreeing to do everything that you're committing to do, and then you feel like I
That's right.
can't change my mind now because I've committed to it.
That's right.
Yeah. And so you guilt yourself into you start to feel guilty because you're just like, well, I said that I agreed to do this, so I'm gonna go forth with it. But again, you can always say no. And guess what? It
What?
might hurt some feelings. It might, because you're always that person that people go to because you always give them a yes. So it's all right to let people be in their feelings, but guess what else they're gonna do? Figure out either how to do it themselves or ask somebody else to
That's
get the
good.
job done. So I just want you to know you have to give yourself that permission. It takes practice. Trust me. I
Hmm.
know that. I
That's
am
good.
still in practice with this whole no thing. But the more you do it, like anything else, the better you get at it. And it's not coming from an angry place. It's coming
No.
from a place of self-care. It is that thing that you need to give yourself the room that you need to breathe, the room that you need to regroup, and the room that you need to be able to do those things that bring you joy. Because half the time, some of the stuff we say yes to, we don't even enjoy doing it.
That's a good point. You're making this is a great point. So yeah, go ahead. Keep on. I don't want to interrupt your point.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. Like I said, it's a conversation. So I know that you
Oh,
a lot of times you have questions you want to ask, the comments you
well,
want to make. So I have
well,
to give you
actually, you know what? One thing I was going to say, and anybody on the panel, you can say stuff too. I wrote a book called Extreme Balance Makeover, and
Mhm.
it's about having better focus, better life. If you want to have better solutions and a better outcome in your life, it's tips that I shared on NBC when I was the balance expert. They would send me out to do balance makeovers, kind of like the super nanny, and I would go
Yeah.
into families' homes and do these makeovers. And in the book on page 139, if you don't have the book, go to kimjacobshow.com and get your copy. But in there, I offer another option. It says, when you say no, then offer another option if that's because that's for me, it works better if I give somebody
Yeah.
another option. And so I talk about if you're not able to do what is being requested on the date of the request, offer another time frame that you are able to do it. And then also, for example, I can't watch her on Tuesday, but I can watch her on Saturday if you still need
Mm-hmm.
my help then. And another thing that I do is I offer another person if they are better equipped to handle what the request is. So it's a lot of different tips in here that I shared on NBC that are in
Mm-hmm.
this book, and you can get a copy at kimjacobshow.com. I also see some comments and questions coming in for you, Camille, in the studio
Okay.
audience. So let's go to some of those, Mackenzie, as well.
And I do like that idea of offering other options because that and it often is a softer landing as well. We don't feel like we have such a
Yeah.
hard bump when we hit the ground. So it's like, yeah, but also too, it's okay to just be like no and let people figure it out.
That's true. And I have about 30 some different ways that you can say no in that book, in that chapter. So make sure you get it. Hey, good morning to you, Ashton, as well. Any questions that's coming in, pop them up on the screen that we can get some of these questions answered too. Let's see some questions. I see some over there. Let me just see if I can find them right
Mhm.
quick.
Gotta love this live chat feature. I love it.
You like it?
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, someone said if I'm a people pleaser. Oh, did I put the question up? Okay. Let me just let you do. That's when you this is the other thing. When you ask somebody to do something, let them do their job, right? Because now I'm over
Right.
here pressing the buttons and Mackenzie like, are you gonna let me do what you asked me
Like,
to
I
do,
got
Kim?
it.
Or are you gonna do it because you just have to do it and you're not able to just delegate, right? So it's like,
Mm-mm.
Kim.
Yeah, that's a whole
Okay.
nother thing.
So let me delegate. And here we go. Ashton says, I'm a people pleaser, but I work with the homeless. So that's the way that I actually help people. So I help people by helping the homeless, is what she's saying.
Okay, and that is fabulous. Again, we are, we have our ways of fulfilling ourselves as well. So again, you have to have a balance. Like you said with Kim, you have to have a balance
Right.
with people pleasing because sometimes again you will burn yourself all the way out and then you're not going to be good to anybody.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so Ashton, she has her own controversial thoughts on some things, just so you all know. And again, the views expressed that come on the show are not that always of me or personally the Kim Jacobs show or any of the entities that we represent. So she says she had to step back from mercy culture, her church type of situation, because she found herself spending more time at her particular church than she was with her family and friends. From a balanced perspective for her, she had to take a step back from where she was actually worshiping with her church because she felt like that was taking too much of her time. Thank you, Ashton, for your comments. And she says, so anyway, what she's saying is obvious. Stop going to church. That's what she's saying. And so Freestyle Friday, you can say what you feel, and we're not gonna block your comments and stuff. But don't, if you get too far and start putting up go get different things at different locations, we're not putting no comments up on Freestyle Friday.
No.
We're going to monitor it a little bit, okay? But you do have freedom of speech to say some things that you want to say. And so in her opinion, she doesn't recommend that people go to church. Now, opposite of that is me. I recommend that you flood to the church so that you could try to find some other people that are like-minded with you, whatever your church is, wherever you consider your church, and you get a chance to fellowship with other like-minded individuals. So there may be a church kind of situation out there for Ashton with some other people that be like, we ain't going in there. I don't know. Okay, so there you have it. Other comments, questions?
Well, Kim, I was just going to say this is from one of our authors in the book, in our book, Healthopedia, Jamie Kerr, which you do have to have him on your show. He's fantastic. He's a mind specialist. He said his brand is Mindkite because if you fly over in perspective, everything will fall place, and self-care falls into that. But I love his quote that he said, I am not responsible for the whole thing, just my part in it.
Just your part in it. I love that. We can't worry about it. That's why I say we bring in balance to the world, one household at a time. If you are tuning in to the Kim Jacobs show every Monday through Friday, I don't care what time you're watching it, you're getting some nuggets and some wisdom and some tips from some incredible guests and experts that come on this program to help you better balance your life. And so I'm grateful for what you're sharing. Any other comments? I have somebody to ask for something to ask yourself. That question is no. Okay. I see Dr. Tina Ramsey on as well, and she's the founder and owner of CTR Media Network, which allows the Kim Jacobs show to stream in 100 countries, as well as 350 million households around the world. So thank you so much, Dr. Tina, for tuning in. Dr. Jody Bear says no means next option. I love that.
I like that. No means next option.
I love it. You are not responsible for the whole thing, just your part in it. That's a quote from Jamie Kerr. Great quote, y'all. All right, so that was robust. Any other points you wanted to make, Camille?
Well, I will say don't let anybody shame you out of your no either, because your no is enough. It really is. So you know how people do, they try to guilt you, shame you, talk about you, get somebody else to try to ask you whatever it is. Because no, the answer is not doing it.
That's hilarious. And you're right. People will just go and text from another source or call. And it's like, did you talk to such and such? Oh, I don't remember if I talked. You talked. Girl, bye. You just got off the phone, called me because you just talked to the person that just asked me and I told them no. All right. I agree with you.
Yes. So I'm going to leave y'all with that.
Camille, I'm so glad you bring even more joy when you come on. So come on more frequently, unless you're trying to tell. Wait a minute. Hold on. You might be trying. I've got my glasses sideways right now, Camille. Turned sideways. Are you trying to say no that you don't want to be one of the freestyle?
No, ma'am. No. I promise you that is not the case.
I could be missing it, y'all.
No, ma'am. Okay, wait a minute. I am not saying that. That's not the point I'm making to you, Kim. I assure you of that.
I'm holding my head. You know how you hold your head like you have a bad headache?
Like the face palm, like the little
Yeah,
emoji.
that's what I'm doing
No.
right now,
No,
Camille.
ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not it. That I promise you, that's not. Because I love you. I love your show. You have really given. I love your platform. Les Brown. He endorsed. The book. Endorsed the book, The Right to Heal. So you are part of the reason why that book is an Amazon #1 bestseller. So that is absolutely not the case, Kim.
Well, I am happy that happened and that I was able to make that connection. It was something that he had said he would do, and he had his team work together to make sure that you had what you all needed. Tell everybody right quick about The Right to Heal, the name of the book, and all of the authors in there share something in common. Tell everybody.
Absolutely. So the book is entitled The Right to Heal. It's not about the sight lost, but vision gained. And 8 beautiful, bold, blind women of color share our stories of sight loss and the vision that we gain through our journey. So there's 8 different stories. Only 2 of us are blind from birth. The other 6 lost their sight later on in life in various ways. But there's a beautiful story that we go through, or everybody goes through their trials and tribulations, but at the end of the day we come through beautifully healed. So get your copy of the book. I should have given you the Amazon link.
You know what, while you were doing that, I was looking to find the image, and I think I have it. And Mackenzie, you can take the comments down so I can put the image up, please, backstage. Let's see.
Right.
Wait, I want to pop this image up so people will know exactly where to go and get the book. Did the image come up yet? There we go. The Right to Heal, and it's by Janetta Price. Is the visionary behind it, and you get a chance to hear these stories of all of these blind individuals that are full of vision. I'm super excited about this book. Where can they get their copy, Camille?
You can go on Amazon.com. You can do Kindle. You can also get a copy on Audible. It is up there. So yeah, check it out wherever books are sold.
Now, do you have it on your website as well?
Actually, I do not have. You know what? I don't have a link to it on the website. Bad Camille.
Oh, no. I was saying for them to get an autographed copy from you, not because of anything.
Oh no! Oh well, no, I do not. And yeah, that was telling me out. The answer is no. I don't.
Okay, no problem. But here's the thing. Go get it wherever it is available, because I just Googled it, The Right to Heal, and it's available in a lot of different outlets. And to stay connected with you, Camille, tell them how they can do that.
Absolutely.
I have it up on the screen too.
Okay, you can go to our website. It is ictechinc.com. If you need me to come into your corporation, do a lunch and learn, speak with you, I'll share my story. You can also email me at info@ictechinc.com. Same thing. So I'm looking forward to hearing from y'all. And again, Kim, I'm just so grateful to have this opportunity.
Well, I'm so grateful that you're spending this time with us this hour. Listen, today's episode is sponsored by Attorney Charles Everidge with Hunter Everidge Law Firm. They are in the Carolinas areas. They're also in the Richmond, Virginia area and the Alabama area. So if you're interested in learning more about workers' compensation claim or disability claim or wrongful death of a loved one that's of no fault of their own, give them a call at 704-457-5000. Now, this next episode sponsor is one that we have been receiving rave reviews about. I don't know what's going on with this coffee, but the coffee is like mesmerizing. It's like, I use this coffee. I come back from commercial break and the person on the show is like, that's my favorite coffee. I'm like, what? How is this possible? Anyway, it's vproducts.store. vproducts.store. They have mushroom infused coffee and they also have black coffee, but both, for whatever reason, people are ranting and raving about it. If you do talk to them, let them know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. We're going to take a commercial break and come back and hear from Sharon D. Brown right after this break. We'll be right back, everybody. All right, we are back. And as you can see, vproducts.store. Check them out. Let them know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. And Sharon D. Brown, talk to us and tell us what you have for us today.
Yes, yes, yes. The one thing I want to say, Camille, thank you very much for all of that information because it is a great leadway. What I'm talking about, I'm like, hey, I don't even need to say anything here. But just using that as an example of people pleaser and the ability to say no, a lot of times that can cause like a lot of anxiety, and then people have negative self-thoughts and so many different things of how it can impact your mind and your body. And one of the things that we don't do, I feel like that we don't do enough of, is enough internal self-care of really taking care of ourselves, of having that internal cleansing so that we can have, better thoughts and feeling better and just doing all those things that really feel good. But we need to, I kind of like to say, remember that with life, there's a lot of challenges. And so with that, it adds a lot of things to our mind and our body. And even with me, sometimes those negative thoughts come. And so we need to intentionally, I mean, intentionally do things so that we can get rid of it, we can release it, we can detox it to have that cleanse. And one point that I really try to make when it comes to that is that, I hear people say, yeah, I need a detox, I need a release, I need a vent. Whatever you release, make sure you put something back. That
Mm.
is so important. You got to replace it because if not, you're going to be empty.
Wait. That's a good point. Somebody type it in the studio audience. Whatever you release, you have to replenish it with something. It doesn't have to obviously be the same thing, but it needs to be what do you recommend people replenish it with? If they're releasing something toxic, what are you recommending?
Yeah, for instance, like if it's a negative thought, and so you can say an affirmation, or I always say flip it.
Mm,
Whatever that negative word is, just flip like the opposite of what that meaning is. And you can use that as an affirmation as well.
that's great. Okay. All right, go on with your points. These are some great points.
Yeah, yeah. And along with that, and we were kind of talking about, people pleasing in the fact that it can cause a lot of anxiety in your body. Like sometimes you may not be thinking about like the thoughts that may be coming to you. But one thing I kind of feel like in the mental health field, we kind of look at things as symptoms as something negative, but they're just really just signs of just letting us know that there's something going on inside of us. And
Mhm.
so, in saying that, another way that we can do an internal type of release is kind of think of it as kind of vibrational. So, pretty much it's like if you're moving your body, that's going to help too. But you're like, hey, Sharon, but that's on the outside. But
Right.
believe me, because we're a vibrational being, that's going to help you on the inside too. And so that is where, the internal self care just really comes into play because stress is just everywhere. A lot of times people try to like prevent the stress from happening, and we can't.
That's
We
right.
can't, but just realize that the impact that it has on us and to be intentional of the words that you use, of the things that you say, and the things that you do for yourself. And the other thing to remember too, it's like we have unresolved issues, it
Right.
can be things that we may not even know. One thing that I can say for myself, I would say a transparent moment here it's like I grew up without, my father. All my life, I've always said, "Oh, I have no ill feelings." And then later on in life, I'm like, "Hey, okay, I'm so glad he wasn't involved. It's the best thing." But
Mhm.
later on in life, like probably just a few years ago, in that I discover, oh my, it really does have an impact and that there were some
Yeah.
things that were in the driver's seat of my life that I didn't even realize. So again, even if you are a highly functioning individual, have so many escalades and so many things, we need that internal self-care of unresolved issues that we don't even think about. So
That's
that is
good.
really, really, again, it's the way of detoxing and cleansing the body.
I love what you're saying, and the thing is, even if we don't intend for it to impact us physically, it still impacts us. It's certain things that happen. I can say personally that I think I'm in total control of it, and
Mhm,
I feel like I teach this. I know this. I know how to encourage other moms and other busy women and people that have experienced all of these different facets of life. And I'm like, look, y'all, we got this. We can overcome these circumstances. I know what to say to get people in their mojo type of thing.
mhm,
But then my body personally talks to me, Sharon, when
mhm,
I'm like, now I'm trying to force myself, and try is a word that I really detest, because at the end of
mhm.
the day, either you're going to stand up or you're going to sit down. You're not going to try to sit or stand. You're going to do one or the other. So I just try, I do everything I can to stay away from that terminology. But my body talks to me personally, no matter what I'm saying out of my mouth. And so that's what I think I'm hearing you say. How do we get our bodies to be in alignment with what we are actually putting out into the universe, into the atmosphere?
Yeah, and that's a really good question, Kim. And I would say one of the main things I would say to do, I always tell people to sit in silence. It's something sometimes that we fight against,
Mhm.
but sit in the silence, take that deep breath, and just breathe out. Do it for a couple of times, and it just helps settle you.
That's good. And another thing I noticed too, Sharon, is that, like, I was in the car by myself yesterday, and I cut on my music and I didn't realize that it would play through the car system. When I realized that, I was like, "What?" And I played it as loud as I was, like, enjoying it. I was like, "Hey, you can't stop me. Hey, that devil thought he had
Yeah.
me." I mean, I'm going in, right? And so I realized that that was a de-stressor for me too. Does that
Yes,
also work?
yes,
Because I went like, people were
yes,
looking at me
yes,
like, what is she doing?
yes, yes,
All right.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's go ahead.
and that one was a good example of vibrational, especially when it comes to music. So anything that really gets your body moving, it really helps, with the vibration of energy. And that's another way of looking at, when it comes to words, when it comes to the things that's going on, inside us, because it pretty much manifests itself in so many different ways. And so, in doing meditation and doing yoga and dancing and listening to music, being intentional of what you're saying. And again, as I said before, like even if you think that you're okay with something, if something is perceived to be negative, go ahead and sit down with yourself so you can be intentional about detoxing yourself and to replace it with something different.
That's good. Okay. Listen, these are some great points that Sharon D. Brown, our Freestyle Friday self-care expert. We have a few experts that come in throughout different times of the month, and she is one of them, bringing great value to the program. How do they stay connected with you, Sharon?
Yes, they can go to Instagram and look for I am Sharon D. Brown.
I am Sharon D. Brown, and she has workshops and she goes live as well. And so I'd love for you all to stay connected with her and go on the journey of your self-care journey and learning more from Sharon D. Brown. Okay. All right. She always has great nuggets to share. All right. So, Sharon, anybody else on the panel want to say anything pertaining to what Sharon said before I move forward?
Sharon, I was
Um,
just going to say, fabulous, fabulous. Just an overall view of if you don't, what I espouse is when I take care of me and my world is empowered forever, and that you've just that's living proof, and it's obvious you live it. I can feel your vibration, and I'm a musician, and I agree with music.
Dr. Joe D. Bear, what don't you do over there? I thought you're a woman of many, many hats and talents. I'm excited to know you. All right, Sharon, thank you so much for those tips. And I'm sure if anybody in the studio audience, if you have any questions about self-care before we get off today, go ahead and pop them in the comment section. We'll get them answered by Sharon D. Brown, our self-care expert. Listen, our next episode sponsor, I think this is next, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think it's next. If you're interested in learning more about just owning a piece of the travel industry, travel business, that actually being the product itself is the travel industry, you can email trueyougetaway@gmail.com, trueyougetaway@gmail.com. And I also will let you know too, many people are booking travel using Expedia and travel, all of these different sites or whatever. So the point is, if you're booking your own travel and you're doing that through online versions, make sure you go to kimjacobs.intellitravel.com, kimjacobs.intellitravel.com, and book your own travel there. There is a price match guarantee as well. So you can learn more there by going to Kim Jacobs, which is me. I have multiple streams of income. Okay. kimjacobs.intellitravel.com. All right, let's take our next commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to hear from Dr. Jody Bear, America's top health coach. All right, we'll be right back.
Who are those people? You know, the guys playing golf in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. The woman wearing $1,000 shoes at a cafe in the city. The kid in the ripped jeans driving a $200,000 sports car. What do they know that you don't? One word: leverage. Working smarter, not harder. Owning their own business, not being owned by a job. The good news? We have it. Interested?
And we will play the second part of that commercial as well, Mackenzie, backstage. Play that second piece, and then we'll come back to Dr. Jody Bear.
Two things are almost certain about you. Number one, you know people who travel. Of course you do. Everybody travels. It's an $8 trillion industry. It's what people dream about doing. And number two, you probably aren't making the commission. You see, every car rental, every hotel, and every resort pays commissions. They may go to a website or to a traditional travel agent. But trust us, someone is earning it. Well, what if we could show you a way to put that commission in your pocket? It doesn't hurt to take a peek. Interested?
All right. And we are back with Dr. Jody Bear, America's top foundational health coach. Glad to have you talk to us for a while.
Well, I'm going to talk to you a while about tying this. It's just amazing how this always works. The creator of all always works. Every show that I'm on with you, Kim, it's just tying it all together. I loved what Camille said about self-care. I was taking notes. I always do.
Me
to
too.
Regroup. And as I say, Sharon, the issues are in your tissues. And that's where the trauma lies. To get that out, think about what October is. Ladies and gentlemen, the leaves are falling. The temperature's dropping. Okay, what drops in your body? That's why I call it, for those who want to use the King's English, I call it pristine clean. For you just want to be raw, I call it the scoop on poop.
I knew it was something with the word poop in that good thing.
Exactly. Why is it the scoop on poop? It's your colon. That is the base chakra of our system. When the leaves fall, everything goes down. That's why we love soups. And soups are so good. Vegetable soup. How many times did Mama make you chicken noodle soup and you felt better? It's because it gets into that base chakra. Why do I say this? Now, this is a shocking, and it's pretty disgusting, but it's going to drive that point home that Sharon said about detox. I always say detox or tumors. Your body makes a choice. What are you going to do? And it's the flow. It's the flow when you have a shock to your system that depletes the adrenals. That's toxifying. When you go ahead and you flow in emotions like your show does, it just flows. You're staying in the flow and you're regenerating that detoxification process. But check this out. Everybody knows John Wayne, the cowboy. Everybody knows Elvis. Together, what I'd love to see in the studio audience, I'm going to leave this for last. Drop into the comment chat how much fecal matter and did they have in their colons when they died? What do you think that number of pounds is? Now, come on, let's play along.
Okay, wait. So John Wayne
when he died of lung cancer, and when they did the autopsy, I mean, we're just talking straight medical procedures here, okay? And Elvis Presley, everybody now knows he had a heart attack and died on the toilet because he was that constipated from all the opioids he took. Oh, yeah. So those two people, when they died, if you put the number of pounds together that were found.
I'm looking it up, so I'm not going to be able to answer by me looking at. I won't say the answer, but I just want to know for real. This is cray.
But what my research shows me. Okay, what did it show you? Kim, you got your mouth open. Okay.
Yeah. So John Wayne has said we found over 40 pounds, and who is this? GI Health. 40 pounds of built up debris in his colon when he passed away is what they have there for John Wayne.
40 pounds of fecal matter. And Elvis, they said it was, I've heard 25, sometimes I've heard 20, but we're talking, that's the size of a 9-year-old. 60 pounds of toxic fat. See, it has to.
35 pounds of white chalky fecal matter, according to.
It's 35. What I was said was 25.
KTDY.com. Okay.
So we're talking 70 pounds of just toxicity, because we don't move it through. So I'm going to tell you how you can do this, because this is your body's fall house cleaning. It's your bottom chakra. Just get it grounded as the leaves fall. Always remember to go ahead and put that in your calendar. In October, it just works. You will remember, as many of you know, I do have a pristine clean program, and we do 5 cleanses throughout the year. My clients do. We're doing another one with our 21-day mastermind that I'm starting on the 17th of October. I'm finally doing my 21 days to your best you, my bestseller in May. Finally, I'm getting around to doing the mastermind. It's going to be 8 weeks, but this is the cool thing. And you can contact me at Healthopedia 365. You can call, on the email, on anything. Instagram.
I'm gonna put your contact information up since you're mentioning it right now. So let's go ahead and say that.
It's Jody at Health Coach Jody, and it's JODEE is my email, JODEE at Health Coach Jody. Or just call me at 800-820-0584. That's 800-820-0584. And it's at Health Coach Jody. All right. Guess what you got to do to be in the mastermind?
What?
Just buy my book. Why? I make a little bit of profit. Part of it goes back to Gabe's Heart Foundation.
Oh, thank you.
But the idea is, when you buy it from my website, I'll autograph it, send it off to you. I can calibrate money going to Gabe's Heart Foundation. And why am I doing it this time around? Because like Hulda Clark, I just want to get the information out there. This book is a treatise of my 4 decades in health, and we are going to do the first part of the pristine clean, which is parasite cleanse, and the colon cleanse together. Why not just get clean together? What do you say? So think about that bottom chakra. Think about healing from the bottom up. All right. Think about that. You've got something that I love this product. It's called Sony's 7 Detox. Okay. It really is a great product to use each and every day. I put it in my morning cocktail. I've talked about what it is with blueberries and wheatgrass and apple cider vinegar and coconut water. It just tastes like a whole lot of blueberries and a little bit of sour. Why are we doing this? Because I know Camille, I know Kim, I know if Ivan was here, certainly the lovely Sharon D. Brown is this as well, that when your body is alkaline, it's disease-free. Alkalinity is ease. Think about alkalinity, ease, acidity, disease. Okay. All right. When you do all this, you will be out. Do you think that would have been white fecal matter in there? Do you think that the colon and the lungs are connected in the meridians in ancient Chinese medicine? Of course they are. With John Wayne, of course, we know he smoked and everything else, but in that, of course, that's a whole nother conversation. And black charcoal. I'm not going to tell you all the secrets, because guess why?
Why?
Because Kim and Kim Jacobs' family, if you go ahead and say, all of this. And well, I'm just going to do this. Number one, we don't know how much you weigh. You
Mhm.
don't know what you are
Right.
all the way back, because homeopathy is precise. It's surgically precise. My teacher and trainer that you do have to get on your show, Dr. Jim Marinakis, he is just a phenomenal healer. He looked at one of my client patients last week when I was on vacation,
Mhm.
spiritual retreat, and he said, "This is the black salve that you need to put on your nose." And he knew which one it was and made it up for her, looking at her chemistry, just having a look into her and her eyes,
Wow.
and looking actually just at her fingernail moons. That's what homeopathy does. You don't need a test if you get a skilled person. She told me today, she's 82 years old, she's my bestie, that 3 of those, and I knew they were squamous cell melanoma, or either melanoma, all right?
Okay.
Definitely skin cancer. 2 of the 3 have already dropped off. Now, I'm not making any medical claims, because the body
Right.
in the right condition will heal itself, but that's homeopathy is not Spanx. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. One size fits all. It just does not work. It's like surgically precise, and surgically precise is what I'm just going to say. And if it sounds like an ad, well, it is. vproducts.store is my company. I created the coffee. Vibra, because if you have the right vibe.
Wait, you created the coffee?
Yes, you didn't know that?
Okay, you know what? I thought you okay. This is cray cray. That is the best coffee. Everybody love. I don't even drink. First of all, let me know. Everybody know this if you know me. I don't even drink coffee. Okay, period. But and I'm not saying that to say, but I drink this coffee. But my family drinks coffee, like they love coffee, and they are coffee connoisseurs. They love this coffee at vproducts.store like nobody's business. Not just my family, people are calling in and texting in and saying, "What about that coffee? I want to get some more of that coffee." Oh
The
my god.
products that store, I was one of the creators, because it's all 6 mushrooms. It's reishi, it's maitake, it's shiitake, it's lion's mane, it's cordyceps, and it's acacia blase. And when you put 6 together, you
Mm.
have a perfect number for movement. See, when you say alkaline, you don't have a taste of acidity in your mouth. You don't have that coffee taste. You don't have bad breath. Why? Because you're alkaline. And I didn't mean to turn this in an ad for me, but
Oh,
I will.
you are a sponsor, sweetie. You can turn anything into an ad for you for the Kim Jacobs show. This would be promo segment. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. So what I'm saying, being one of the creators in this, because I will say on my show, I say, Dr. Jody approved. Why? Because the products that are on my website are ones that I've helped create or fully created. At this stage in my life, at 69 and 3/4, I better be doing that, or else I'm a loser. I mean, I better be doing this right, man. And this coffee will make you alkaline. It doesn't give you none of the spike and none of the crash, because it's alkalinity. Mushrooms are the greatest find, and they grow everywhere. And if you put them in the right blend,
Mm.
if you do nothing else for your health, do this pristine colon cleanse, part of the pristine clean. Do this colon cleanse. Get you some black coffee. The latte has coconut milk in it. It's vegan friendly. It is not, it's vegetarian friendly, I say, because it's not vegan friendly, because it has some just the connectivity that you need with a couple of the products as a binding agent, and that does come from the bovine of cows, in the
Wow.
bone of cows. So I'll be real honest with you, but it's vegetarian from the fact I ain't eating the meat of the cow. And that's my personal philosophy. But if you want something that's alkaline, just remember one thing. Your future body, your future life will thank you, because when you have energy, and it's not driving energy, it's not shock energy, it's energetic flow, talking about cleansing. When you have that kind of flow, you have energy. It creates vitality. And guess what? Then you get longevity. Because, ladies, I'm always the oldest one in every panel. I'm living proof.
It's
Back to
amazing that you're the oldest anything in any panel because you look amazing, and I'm impressed with whatever you do to keep yourself like that. So keep up the great work.
I just told you my secrets.
You have some good. The secret's out then, and so
Okay.
all of us can utilize those 6 mushroom infused coffee versions of things.
And it tastes good, and it's $1 a cup. It's very inexpensive. So just remember this, because things that taste like aluminum will eventually toxify. I always have another thought. Forgive me, Camille and Sharon, but the idea is that kind of thing. If it tastes aluminum in your mouth, that aluminum is toxicity and it's getting in your brain. And that will also show up when you're 69 and 3/4. We talked about silica about 3 programs ago.
Wow.
That's what I've got to share today.
That's some great stuff to share. So you have walked away today learning how to, we're gonna recap here, but this was some great information. Tell people how they can stay connected with you again, Dr. Jody.
You go add Health Coach Jody. I renamed my YouTube channel to Healthopedia 365 because we're going to do it every day, every way. And also Jody at Health Coach Jody. If you just want old school, just go to 800-820-0584. That's my dyslexia. 0584. 800-820-0584. And when you go to my website, drjody.com, make sure you check the upcoming events. Don't learn about health in February. Come down to beautiful Florida, which I hope I will see Ivan Jacobs there too with our authors, with Dr. Jim Marinakis. You're not going to learn about health. Why not experience it? Be in Boca.
And so Boca, tell them, and that's going to be in February. I put it in the comment section for everyone for you to know where to go and register.
Yes, it is drjody.com/upcoming events, and you'll find out all the information. We're already halfway sold out and we haven't even started promoting it, which is just crazy nice.
Yes, so I'm going to put that up, and it's also in all of your comments over. And for you audio podcast listeners, you would have to go to drjody.com/upcoming events. And that's where you'll go and learn more about this event that's happening in February. It's already more than halfway sold out. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a huge event. And again, that's at, where is it? Okay, it's drjody.com/upcoming-events. And you'll be able to learn about the February Healthopedia Symposium with over 42 authors that contributed to this Healthopedia, new kind of like encyclopedia version of health, if that makes sense. All right. So I wanted to do one more thing in this. I promised a young lady today that I would share this, and we're going to be getting a closing comment from each of you when we get done with what I'm going to share here. So I have a lady that I've known for many, many years along my journey, and she's doing a fundraiser. I'm going to put it up. Let me pull this in for you guys. If I can, there it is. Tell me when you can see it right quick. I'm going to pull this into the screen, into the broadcast.
Can we see it?
Okay, perfect. Okay. So the fundraiser is by Betty Harris, and she is a woman that does a lot of mission trips. She's taking a mission trip to South Africa in December, and she's attempting to raise $5,000. I'll put the link in the comment section. And she says her name is Betty Lockett Harris. She's never had a Christmas as a child and will be taking a mission trip. She's been a missionary because I know that already, for over 40 years. And she's done lots of missionary work. And she's going to do Christmas this year in South Africa, giving children an opportunity that's never had their own Christmas, an opportunity to have kind of like a street revival, a big holiday extravaganza type of event. And her goal is to raise $5,000. And she's out of Erie, Pennsylvania. And if you are interested in actually becoming one of those donors, I'll have this link put right there for you in the comments section. But I wanted to make you aware that she is a woman that's gone on many different mission trips and will do what she says she's going to do with the money, and will do a nice holiday extravaganza for children in Africa. So I wanted to honor that today and give you the opportunity to sow into her GoFundMe project. All right. Somebody else had a comment, and they said, great takeaways is what was said by Lady Justine Hilliard. Let's get a closing comment from you, Camille, Sharon, and then you, Dr. Jody, and we're going to close out today's episode of our Freestyle Friday episode. So, Camille, let's hear a closing comment.
For me, the overarching point of what I was saying is you have permission to honor yourself by saying no. So don't be ashamed. And I know you might feel a little guilty, but let that roll off your back because it is all about you taking care of you so you can be the best you for yourself.
Good.
And then that trickles down into being your best for other people.
Excellent closing comment. And you, Sharon D. Brown, closing comment?
Yeah, for me, I would say the closing comment would be that even though things may be going well, still do the internal detox because of the fact we just don't know how life really impacts you. And believe me, it really does. So go ahead and do the internal detox of meditation, sitting still, dancing, doing yoga, exercising, doing all those things. And again, flipping those words around when they're negative so that life can be positive for you.
That is beautifully stated as well. Dr. Jody Bear, any closing comment?
Just live clean so you can have your dream. As Les Brown says, let's live full. The only way you can do that is to detox and keep in the flow, live full, and then die empty. Thank you, Kim.
That's what I believe my whole life is about. I'm going to give everything I can on this earth so that when I leave, I've left I did what I believe God required me to do. So I share in those sentiments. And I do thank all of our episode sponsors today. If you didn't connect with any of them, they'll be in the comments section for you. I do want to let you all know that on October 28th, I am actually being honored with a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. And so I'm really excited about that. I think it's a prestigious honor, and I don't know a lot of people that have received this. So I'm excited about this opportunity to celebrate with those that will be in attendance with me. And for those that can't, obviously just a word of prayer and any encouragement is always greatly appreciated. So thank you for just selecting me, Sisters Leaders. And people have asked me, what is the process for even somebody to be considered? I don't know because I just got selected myself, but definitely look forward to this honor. All right. And if you'd like to pour into the Kim Jacobs Show, donate, contribute, support, then this is the way that you do that as well. And that's simply by going to PayPal. Some people use PayPal. You can go to paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. And you can also just do a Cash App at $Kim Jacobs Inc. And we have Venmo as well. We have the Kim Jacobs Show. So you can donate and contribute to the Kim Jacobs Show, which comes on Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We only thrive from community members that contribute, which is you all. Or if you become a part of any of these membership platforms, you can game with me. You can get private videos from the perspective of behind the scenes with Kim, that kind of stuff. I don't know when I say private videos, but anyway, I don't know how that sounds. I'm saying like of my life type of. Camille shaking her head like
behind the scenes video.
She's like, don't say private. Okay, anyway, it's behind the scenes stuff with Kim. And if you are interested in getting any of our books that we have as well, you can just go right to KimJacobsShow.com. And I have some of the Rise Up Women Who Lead Building Legacy. And my children wrote the chapter in that book. So I have a few of those that can be shipped out today, as well as Extreme Balance Makeover. I have a few of those in stock on my end. Other than that, you can get the rest of them at Amazon. But I am a contributing author and a best-selling author in multiple books as well. Thank you all so much for being here and for tuning in today, everybody. And thank you to our Freestyle Friday experts. Y'all are amazing.
You were amazing.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you on Monday with the Ask Kim segment. We'll be there. All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Kim Jacobs Show and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday.